Hello guys, you know what? Since I'm going to talk about something about cycling, well, I think I'll change these. So a minute. How about that? Well. So where do I start? So my friend, popularly known as Jokaki around here, had conceived this plan that we join the guys from Nairobi for tour the Meru, not tour the Meru. What the hell? Human error. So anyway, he told me about it, and actually I had to think about it a lot because, as you understand, the weather right now is too scary. It rains nearly every single day, like every day. Well, which is actually not true for most parts of Mount Kenya, because I remember that it was only too cold, but not Mount Kenya, I'm talking about the likes of Nyeri. I didn't see rain there. So anyway, let's get to what I was going to talk about. So I pondered upon his request, and then finally I said, fuck it, let's do this. So then the whole distance actually was around 1,200 kilometers. That was the rough estimate, and the climbs was just too crazy. I don't know, 14,000 meters of climbs or what. I think it was something like that. I don't remember very well. So anyway, he told me about it, and then I said, okay, fuck it, let's do it. But first, before you do that, then we had to train, of course. So for the weeks before that, then we did actually some quite long distances for endurances. The first one was a round trip from Eldoret to Kakamega, and then Drusha Makoko. Actually, that was a very hard ride for me because I think I wasn't that fit, but again, I think I messed on my eating schedule. I think I left my stomach to run dry, so anyway. The next ride was Kisumu, so we went to Kisumu and back. That was like 271, but I aced that one. That was easy for me. I don't know why. It was just too easy. Yeah, and then it reached the day that we had to leave, so we left. So, but then I had to rest for 4 days before we left to Nyahururu. So we started from Eldoret to Nyahururu. That was around 228 kilometers. After, in which I actually found it so hard, especially from Nakuru through Dondori up to Kalau. I think partly because I messed with my eating plans. I mean, I didn't eat something in the morning, and the previous night I had not eaten a quite strong meal. So that was it. Now, we reached Nyahururu at around, it was around 4, if I remember clearly. Actually, we got there very early, and we took rest, and we ate. And you know, a cyclist's meal is so huge. You just have to budget for meals like nobody else. Now, we took a rest, and then the next day we were to do Nyahururu to Chuka. Well, and then we would meet the group from Nairobi who were doing tour de Meru. But particularly this was a little bit eventful and bad at the same time, because my friend experienced some mechanical issues with his bicycle. His hanger had some problems, I think. I'm not so sure. Yeah, but we went after 60 kilometers. Well, actually, after, I don't remember the name of the place, but I remember meeting two guys. One is Sebastian Sebi. Hey, cheers to you, bro. It was nice meeting you. Now, and Ben Chomba. Well, yeah. So after meeting them, then we rode for, I think, around 30 kilometers. That is, we had completed around 70 kilometers. So then that is where we had the first challenge. We had the first mechanical problem, so we stayed there quite a while dealing with it, and then again we rode. We stopped by this junction whereby if you turn right, you go to Nyeri, and then left. Yeah, I think you guys know that place if you know it. Then we took lunch. Now, and then again, we started riding. So it happened that we rode, and then we experienced mechanical issues again along the way. And then again, the road was being made. What do we say when a road is being tarmacked? So there were some sections which were bad and we had to do it slowly, but all in all, we made it. But despite the fact that we had a lot of mechanicals, we reached Chuka at around I think it was 7:30 in the evening, and I was actually very tired. I didn't want anything to do with bicycles that particular night, so we just looked for a place to rent. We took our meals, and apparently Tita's area was around, so he came to say hi. Yeah, it's what we cyclists do. We greet each other, and yeah, we make stories, and then we retired to our beds, our rented beds. Now, the next day was third. Now, my friend had ordered his hanger from Nairobi, and then he was to replace it. So the team which came from Nairobi actually left a little bit early, because earlier from us, because then we had to, we had to fix that hanger thing fast. But we didn't have no hurry because we were tired from yesterday's ride. So we figured since it was around 130 kilometers all the way to Nanyuki, I mean, that was a piece of cake. To us, it was just, I think, a little bit light. We just didn't know that there were a lot of climbs on that particular road. But anyway, so we left at around 10:30, and that one was smooth actually. I think I remember meeting nearly a good number of Meru guys at Subui before the Subuiga climb. So yeah, so then I gave that particular team my bag, which had been carried for the past few days. So they helped me, and then I borrowed water and I bought some bananas, and then it was all the way to Nanyuki, which we got hit by rain somewhere before Timau. Yeah, and it was some heavy rain, but I had a raincoat, so actually it was a little bit good for me. Then when I arrived at Nanyuki, I met the guys who had arrived there. Then we were wet, our shoes were wet, but the sun was there, so we stayed at some open place. We let our shoes dry as we waited for the other team to come, and so that we can go and rent. And on that particular day, actually, I remember eating a lot of meat, and yeah, it was interesting. But anyway, I ate a lot of meat, like literally. Yeah, and that was it. But man, soup ya Nanyuki ni poa. If you go there, just drink some soup. Ya nyama sio ya maharagwe. So the next day, then we were to leave to Nanyuki. We have to leave Nanyuki to Nairobi. So yeah, we woke up early. Yeah, early, I mean by 6 I was up, but you're just there staying until 7. Then I went and looked for a place where I could snack. I found a joint with some cheap tea and mandazis. So that was my first meal for that day. But I returned back. I went back to the place we had rented, and I waited for my friend so that we can also go have another meal. Yeah, so we left, and then we had our breakfast, and so I delayed actually while eating, and my friend wanted to meet a guy, so he left. So when I finished eating my meal, when I reached the equator, I found a few guys, but they were waiting for their clothes to dry. I think they were not going to Nairobi, they were going to Nyeri, so they were not in a hurry. But everybody else had gone, so then I had to chase. Now, the headwinds were fire. The headwinds were like mad, mad, mad. I know everybody knows that. Yeah, so I cycled alone, fighting all these headwinds, and I met a few guys along the way. There's a guy who managed to hang through to draft me. He told me that he had got a mechanical and his peloton had left him. So I told him until he got to his peloton. He told me, man, let me breathe. You can go. So I left. Yeah, that is it. I met some guys along the way. Until then, there's this junction. I don't know what is its name. It is just after Kiganjo. So that you turn left. Is it called Chuka or what? I'm not so sure. Yeah. So then I met another group there. Then I didn't leave that particular group. Ken Mwangi was in there. Hey, cheers, man. So I followed them to all the way to Karatina. We made a right turn and we followed this road whereby we just kept meeting railways along the way. I don't know why. Until we caught the main road again and we took right this way. Yeah, we took a right and we cycled until Makutano, whereby we had our lunch. Yeah, so everybody was hungry and I think they had a few waiters, so guys would make orders until the waiter would get a little bit confused, but we cyclists are honest people, so we would tell her this and this and this and this until she understands properly. Now, the remaining journey was very small. It was from Makutano to, well, I was to stop at Juja because I was to rest at that particular place before we come back to Eldoret. Now, after eating, then I figured I'd have to move very fast so that the car that was carrying my bag doesn't reach K Road, because I wanted it to stop at Juja. And apparently, actually, it went after me by quite a small time. So then I had to meet them at K Road, and then I took my bag. Well, met my friend with whom I was to rest with. Hey, thanks, man, you hosted me. Yeah, so I rested, and then I ate until my guy was wondering how do these guys eat like this? I mean, yeah, he is not a cyclist, so he would not comprehend. But I told him, hey, listen, man, you cannot cover all those distances by just eating something small. You have to eat. So we rested on, we arrived on Sunday evening. We rested on Monday. Tuesday, we joined the procession at Nyayo for Swile Kanganji. May his soul rest in perfect peace. What a legend. The procession was great. Now, on that particular day, then I went to the river to meet a friend, and then while coming back, the rain hit me. And when it rains in Nairobi, when we are on that particular road, especially from Adi all the way to Nairobi, the smell sounds like soapy. It's just disgusting a little bit, and it makes your legs so scaly. But hey, if we live for these experiences. So then I went back to Juja, and so the next day we were to come back to Eldoret. Now, we woke up at 4:30. We actually left Juja at 4:30, but around somewhere before Ruiru, my friend's mechanical came back again, and this time it just blew the whole hanger out, and he just had to put his bicycle on a matatu and commute back using a vehicle. Well, for me, I joined the team which was to cycle to Eldoret, and we pulled all the way to Eldoret. Now, when we arrived in Nakuru, we entered this hotel, and we ate all the food that was there. Literally, it was just, I don't know. Now, and then we left Nakuru. So I'm talking about Team A. So tukakuja Nakuru, tukafika Salga. So when you reach Salga, you have to start climbing. To climb, at least you need to have practiced before. So then we all did actually pretty well, and we managed, despite being rained on, which actually was a cooling agent. because you are dealing with a very hot place. I have been through that climb when it's sunny, and my friend, you'll drink a lot of water actually. So yeah, that was it. We managed to kill it, and then we came all the way to Eldoret, and I made my first talk with a guy with the BMC rider that's reaching Mitati, and I forgot the name of the other guy. Actually, a very strong guy. At Tula's place, whereby we ate our supper and then figured what we would do. So basically, that was Tour de Meru for us, for me and Jokaki, my friend. And man, thank you for planning such an epic ride, and yeah, adios.